It's Bradford 0, Portsmouth 3. So with both Port Vale and Portsmouth holding 3-goal leads now, you have to say, Brian, that the game is up really as far as these two famous clubs are concerned. It looks as though they're both going down. Kevin Keane getting it back to Pickering. Kavanagh.
City fans really respond in a positive manner rather than a negative manner. They are terrific supporters. They really have had their heart taken out of their club by one or two things that have gone on and off the field. But in Joe Royle, as you've rightly said, Alan, and the players that I'm sure will take them back to promotion, hopefully in Division 2 next season, and back perhaps to their rightful place towards the top end of the football pyramid and not towards the bottom, because it really is a crying shame that Manchester City, a club full of history, are in the position they are.
Well, there'll be a few financial directors in Division 2 rubbing their hands with glee at the thought of visits to Main Road and visits from Manchester City. That's for sure. And we're going to have a league derby next season, Macclesfield against Manchester City. If you'd told anybody that a few years ago, they would have called for the men in the white coats. Twice in successive seasons, Manchester City finished in the top 6 in the Premiership. It was just, what, 4 or 5 years ago, they were in the top half of the Premiership. 2 seasons ago, they went down on the last day of the season, despite drawing with Liverpool. Now they find themselves, despite all their efforts today, facing the worst day in their history. What a story.
Absolutely spot on, and it really is surreal, isn't it? The atmosphere now, it's almost like a testimonial game at the moment. I think that Man City, I don't know how it's perhaps transformed itself from the touchline onto the players, but it's almost as if both sets of players are really just going through the motions at the moment. And it is a great shame. Both sides, you know, big clubs in their own right, but you don't have a divine right. You need to win football matches.
Enemies, Port Vale, have now made it 4-0 up there at Huddersfield. So Port Vale are safe and Stoke City are going down. And you have to know how much football means to these people in the Potteries to know how much that's going to hurt Stoke City. Kincladze on a run here. Can he finish off with a flourish? Not this time.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of jet lag, I think, set in there. You know, Kincladze is normally looking a lot more sprightly than that, but, well, arrives 2 o'clock in the morning, having played yesterday. It's fairly understandable, really, that perhaps he's just going to be a little bit leg weary, and that's what that finish is all about.
Manchester City have never fallen below the top 2 divisions in their 105-year history as a league club. As well, and that gentleman knows that his club are losing their status in the division.
I hope he hasn't got a cap.
Here's Kavanagh. Born on the far post with a header! Well, at least he can look back on the day with some sort of satisfaction. His second goal of the game.
That's just amazing, this. You actually see the Manchester City. That really gave Manchester City a huge lift. And then it was about Dickov for me. He really has been sprightly, playing off the front too. And he's been in and out of this team during the season, but today he really has produced a fantastic performance for himself, for the team, and I'm sure that Joe Royle will be absolutely delighted with his performance today.
Well, there won't be any consolation to him. And he limps off, and Jeff Whitley will come on for a very short appearance in his place. Well, let me just sum up now, as we move into stoppage time, what this all means. Stoke City are relegated to Division 2, along with Manchester City, despite their emphatic victory here today, because that surely it's what it's going to be now, because both Port Vale and Portsmouth are winning and will win as Bradbury goes forward here, trying to round things off with a flourish. Horlock's in the middle. It's another for Manchester City. Goal number 5 for them. Somehow or other, from his reaction when he scored there, I think Horlock must have heard the news from elsewhere.
Well, again, really, Stoke, as you would expect, throwing men forward and getting caught square once again. This is almost like a practice ground goal, really, isn't it? The way that City have broke at ease, really, in a sleep.
Manchester City 5. In different circumstances, you'd be raving about the game. 7 goals, a lot of entertainment, drama and excitement. But on this occasion, you just feel sadness for both clubs. Somebody's got to go, though. And it's their results over the previous 9 months that have got them into this mess, not what's happened today. Full signs will be going up at quite a few Division 2 grounds next season, that's for sure. Both these clubs extraordinarily well supported, particularly Manchester City. In fact, there are some clubs in the Premier League who would be happy to get the gates that Manchester City enjoy, and happy to have the stadium, like Main Road as well. But next season, it'll house Division 2 football. It's not the end of the world, believe me. As a director of a club, Wycombe Wanderers in Division 2, it's a decent division. There's some good sides, but you just try telling that to these guys. They've been used to going to Highbury and White Hart Lane and Anfield. And at this late stage, we're going to have a delay because they haven't got a spare ball, would you believe? The final bizarre twist to the day.
You might as well blow the whistle then.
Unless the referee's wisely here, going to get the players in a good, safe position to get off quickly. Well, there we are. At least we can finish things off. It's all over. Joe Royle and Manchester City are relegated along with Stoke City. And Manchester City, twice league champions, FA Cup winners 4 times, League Cup winners twice, European Cup winners, are going down into Division 2. And Kincladze has surely played his last game for Manchester City. And the biggest name ever to drop out of the 2 divisions will figure in the Division 2 fixture list for next season. Manchester City, for all they did here today with a 5-2 victory, are being relegated. And Alan Durban signs off from his very short tenure as Stoke City's caretaker manager with defeat and relegation for his team as well. Brian, your final thoughts?
Well, I've been involved in relegation a couple of times, Alan, and really it does hurt. It's painful, it's awful to experience. And both sets of players will be going through those emotions now. There'll be tears in that dressing room. I really do feel heartfelt for them because 2 big clubs, the fans also will be in tears. They can't quite comprehend what has gone on here this season. Either club, really, they should have done better. They ought to have done better. But it's come down to the last day. And really, Man City have had a tremendous result here today. Thinking that Portsmouth are going to trip, Port Vale are going to trip. And credit to both Portsmouth and Port Vale, 2 terrific results. And, well, it's all about winning games, and both sides, as you said earlier, Alan, just haven't won enough.
And what a tragic end, if it is an end, to this guy's distinguished career. Neville Southall, after 19 seasons in the game, sees his final team relegated. Well, there'll be a reaction from all the action in today's critical matches over on Sky Sport. Stoke City 2, Manchester City 5, and both these clubs have been relegated. It's goodbye from us.